wonderful husband and a terrific father, Mayor of San Antonio, Rob Nirenberg.
As I was traveling up and down the corridor dealing with a starkly similar situation when there was a 2,000 plus home development that was going to be put over right next to the Bracken Batcave. And we like to draw some lessons from that. There were some significant challenges with that particular development that I think we can lean on that experience to figure out how we go from here. But the reason why I'm here is that I was taught long ago by people like Ronnie Connor, who I am proud to call a mentor and a friend, others of you in this room, people who have passed on recently, like former Mayor Howard Peak. There is a saying in Texas that whiskey's for drinking and water's for fighting. This is why this fight is worth the time for every resident in this area to get involved in. We are blessed, this region is blessed, and has been for thousands of years, by the largest single-source aquifer in the world, the Edwards Aquifer. It has supplied countless generations with the life-sustaining water that we need. Otherwise, we wouldn't even have the city of San Antonio. We wouldn't have Lotus and Bernie and all these other places in a 6-county-wide region. That's why there's life here and civilization in this part of Texas, is because of that water. And I was taught long ago that the single most existential issue that we will have to face in the future is a potential catastrophic contamination of the Edwards Aquifer. We have to do everything we can in our power as stewards of this water supply to protect it for ourselves, for our economy, and for future generations. And that's why, as Bonnie mentioned, for over 20 years now, the city of San Antonio has put its money where its mouth is. Voters have come out year after year to approve a source of funding that is now protected, conserved, forever, in perpetuity, 200,000 acres of the most sensitive recharge zone and contributing zone land in the entire state. So it's critically important that we raise our voices when we're in a situation where the matrix of laws and regulations doesn't give the average resident a voice in the process. The truth of the matter is, this is an uphill climb. This is going to be a mountain that we're going to have to climb together. But the first and most important thing that we do is recognize that this is not a Democrat issue. This is not a Republican issue. This isn't an environment versus the economy issue. This is an issue of the life and sustainability of this entire region. The Central Texas region, which is roughly served by the Edwards Aquifer, is the engine of the Texas economy. And if you want to threaten that future, threaten our water supply. So, what I will tell you is that the city of San Antonio, which I represent, the only reason why we have a strong future ahead of us is because we can count on these basic essentials. And that's why we will continue to serve this Edwards Aquifer Protection Program so long as I have a voice in the process, but why we also have to raise our voices when it's being threatened. What I would encourage us to do, as Mayor Whitehead said and Mayor Garro said, the first thing we have to do is make sure we tell our neighbors what's going on. It is surprising to me how many people aren't even aware in the city of San Antonio that the Edwards serves into our faucets. We have to tell our neighbors and give our neighbors the phone numbers to the representatives who are going to be making these calls. And then we have to make sure that we show up at these hearings, at TCQ, and then ultimately to the board hearing. But do not give up. Make sure that you tell the story to everyone who will listen. And again, thank you so much for joining arms and allowing me to speak with you today. I will be with you in this fight, and we will continue to carry on until we can ultimately ensure that our future is sustained by the Edwards Aquifer. Thank you all very much.